Yeah.
Yeah.
Mailbag. That's
New intro. That's the new intro now.
New intro.
All right, yeah, we'll just Daniel, give us our
Just
first
record yourself
question.
doing that.
Perfect. Our first question. Oh boy, I should open up the mailbag. Okay, well, this one is a real quick one from Gus Lass, who is wonderful list of Patreon supporters here. Mailbag question: there is a Loftwing statue in the trendy game shop in Link's Awakening. Do you think it's possible that this is a hint to an HD version of Skyward Sword, the same way we had a Majora's Mask in Link Between Worlds? Further to Gus Lass's point here is we also had pictures of Breath of the Wild in Twilight Princess HD and Skyward Sword related pictures in Ocarina of Time 3D. So it's Nintendo does like to drop things like that. So maybe, but they also just put like a plushie of Tingle in Skyward Sword randomly as well. So maybe not. I don't know.
Well, Tingle did come to Hyrule Warriors a few years later.
I guess.
Does that count? Does that count? I don't know.
Yeah, but like as like
no wait,
DLC.
when were the Tingle games coming out? That was around like the Wii DS era.
No, that was before Link Between, or that was before Skyward Sword. I'm sure of it.
But they were working on the horror Tingle game for the 3DS.
Oh yeah.
Thank
And
God
it got
that
canceled.
never came to fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tingle was already too horrifying to begin with. So
Big agree.
Yeah.
But hey, that would be yes. I would like that very much.
I think,
what do you think?
the Tingle doll in Skyward Sword is probably just them like wanting to put something related to Tingle in it without actually putting him in the game.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the Aonuma is probably like, no, they're gonna hate the motion control enough. Let's not give them more things to hate. But I think that Tantalus is. I 100% think Tantalus is working on Skyward Sword HD. So that's. I say yes, sort of. I think they would have put stuff in there to make it like more fun or whatever. Because one of the things that they said on like how does this differ from Link's Awakening on the like the original versions, aside from having like some more hearts and stuff and having the chamber dungeons. And they were also asked about how this game has more hearts when there's no added quests. And they said that they just put hearts into minigames that were already there. So prizes that you would have got in the original, you now get those prizes, but if you do it again, you also get the heart. And then they said they added in a bunch of other stuff that would be similar to the Yoshi doll. So it could just be a reference to like, we need to add more things in, like how Majora's Mask 3D has the, in the Curiosity Shop, it has the GameCube, I think.
That's
and
the bomb
the
shop, isn't it? The
one
bomb shop.
has the GameCube, one has Rob the Robot, I think. Or a Virtual Boy.
The bomb shop has the GameCube for sure. So it must be the Curiosity Shop has.
It's one of the two. It's either the Virtual Boy or like Rob the Robot or something. So it could be something like that to where they're just adding in things. But then like someone could say they added that in because he was coming to Smash Bros. So who knows? Because what was it? In A Link Between Worlds with the Majora's Mask thing, Aonuma said that was just there as like they needed something on the wall, so they thought it would be fun to add that is like something he said in an interview. And then later on in an interview, he said he thought it would be fun because they were also working on Majora's Mask. So it's like,
yeah, but he also made a comment about wanting to make a game where you be a thief, and then apparently came out later saying that was him steal from the shop. You get called thief. And so Aonuma he's a sneaky boy. He says things that were just like weird. Okay, thanks, Aonuma.
It's like when they So the comments of Nintendo not working on Skyward Sword are literally the exact same thing we went through with A Link Between Worlds and Majora's Mask. Because at one point they were saying, when it was supposed to be a remake of A Link to the Past, they would be in interviews with Ocarina of Time. The Manboy Cave donated $14.99, says, I'm about done with Link's Awakening. I never played the original, don't judge me. And with Breath of the Wild 2 on the horizon, it has me thinking, do you guys want Link to have a voice or a personality, or stay? I think they would keep him the same. If they gave Link a voice, I think they would test it out to where like they would give him a voice in like Hyrule Warriors 2 or some random spin-off and see how fans reacted to that. And then if people liked it, then they would give him a voice in the actual game.
I don't know though, like can you imagine being this studio that Nintendo's like, hey, you're gonna make a spin-off Zelda game for us, no pressure. By the way, you're also gonna be the first game to give Link a voice, no pressure.
They could
I'd be like shaking. I'd be like, ah.
They could have
One's
it
gonna hate this.
where someone like it's a group of people and someone asks Link a question and then like the camera pans off of him and someone talks and then you're like, was that Link or was that the guy standing like the guard beside Link talking? Who was that? And then if people are like, that better not have been Link, or if that's awesome, they finally let Link talk, Nintendo could just like go with whatever made them out to be the better answer.
But I mean, let's not forget Link does have some.
Yeah, he does have a voice actor in all the games.
He does have a voice.
Yeah.
And also a few shreds of dialogue.
And it's not that he's like silent, because you still have like conversation prompts with people. Like he's not dead silent. He's actually talking to people. We've just never heard it.
Yeah, like in we had a video with the Zelda video recently where like it shows in Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, and Breath of the Wild where it's like, yeah, Link meows like a cat.
Yeah, he does.
He has to be distracting so the girl doesn't notice.
Yeah. But what I was saying earlier is in interviews, Aonuma said that they were not making A Link to the Past remake. They were not making a Majora's Mask remake. And then they announced that yes, they were making A Link to the Past remake. And then they decided to make an entirely new game because they didn't want to just do a remake, because they were also remaking another game. So instead of doing two remakes at once, one was A Link Between Worlds and the other one was Majora's Mask. And then whenever they had interviews, they were like, yeah, we kept it secret the whole time to make it a surprise for everyone. And then they said that Majora's Mask began development as soon as Ocarina of Time 3D released. And that's like everyone kind of like, the second you release Ocarina of Time on a console, everyone's got like, why? It's just weird. Like, why would you ever release Ocarina of Time on a console and then not release Majora's Mask? That just doesn't make sense. But yeah, so I think
what doesn't make sense is when people get mad when they're like, he lied to us, and it's like, why would he just say yes?
Yeah,
yes,
they
we
have
are
a marketing
Majora's Mask,
team.
by the way.
Yeah.
Since you asked, I'm gonna tell you.
They have marketing teams that they pay millions of dollars to come out with like the exact time and day and how to release information.
It's almost like there's no point in asking.
Yeah.
Because he has to say no either way.
So that's what I think is going on with Skyward Sword, to where he's like, it would be almost impossible to recreate Skyward Sword with traditional controls instead of motion controls. And I'm like, you can do it on an emulator with an Xbox 360 controller in like 10 seconds. So the people who actually know how to develop the game could do it super easily, I would say.
Maybe they just can't tell you that yet.
Yeah. But I think it's 100% Tantalus is making Skyward Sword.
Even if they do motion controls, like the Switch is perfect. Because of Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
It has better motion
I
controls.
don't want to use my Pro Controller. So
It gave me the option to do it left-handed.
Yeah.
I can't do it right-handed. I even had trouble with Cappy right-handed.
Just reverse
Oh,
all the
boy.
code.
That's what they did for Twilight Princess. They took GameCube and said, reverse.
Yeah.
In the chat.
the
But what if we
cha-cha
said
reverse, reverse.
It was like, guys, what? We're making Twilight Princess for the Wii. We're porting over, but what do we do about left-handed people? And like someone at the meeting is like, what if we? Just perfect. People are doing the audio-only version going on now. So,
Yeah.
but
Who wants to go to the next question?
I have a question prepared that I liked.
Cool.
Actually, there were two that I liked, and I need to pick one. Okay, I'm just gonna pick one. Okay.
Geek mode equals
Anna?
left-handed mode.
Anna Chan asks, do you think that we will get to learn more about Link's family in the upcoming sequel? If so, what would you like to know? I don't know one way or another. I do think that there might be opportunity to do that, especially if more of his memory starts coming back. Maybe story-wise, Zelda might be able to remind him of things, perhaps, as they rekindle whatever friendship they had. What would I like to know? I don't know. I guess more about his dad and how he was as a knight, if that's something he ran in his family. I don't know what I want to know. I just want to know things. If that makes any sense.
Jesse, what are you thinking?
I thought when she said stuff about his family and stuff, everyone says they want to see a cutscene of like what happened 100 years ago. But what if it's like what happened 110 years ago? That way you get to see like young Link in the art style of Breath of the Wild playing with his mom and dad and stuff. That would be cool.
or already beating other swordsmen in
Oh, yeah.
contests, apparently.
Or maybe what happened that made him go from being so outgoing, like Mifa said, to becoming so quiet. Was it just becoming a knight? Or did he lose his family for some reason?
That's
Yeah, they never
depressing.
really talk a lot about it, and we just know him as he came out of the womb with a sword. even as a child, when you see him as young Link, he's out of the womb with a sword. Who taught you how to hold that sword?
So
I mean,
people at the dinner
The
table.
spirit of furore.
Like they kind of figure that out in like later games, where they're like doing the tutorial, like, oh, this is how you do this. But in Ocarina of Time, they throw you right in. You're born, you know how to use a sword. You are going to fight.
yeah, so
You are going to do this.
in the original Breath of the Wild, it shows the cutscenes of Zelda going to the different, I forgot the names of it, the ponds, whatever, not ponds,
The springs?
Yeah, the springs. Yes, the springs. Zelda goes to the springs to pray, to get the power or whatever, or the wisdom to unlock the power that she has from the goddess. If Link would go to the goddess spring of wisdom, maybe because in the game she would be the literal god of wisdom, maybe she could unlock his memories, because like that's what she's named after apparently. So yeah, maybe that could be a thing. Or they could go to Din and just be like, just don't give anyone your power, or like have them be the representative of your Triforce piece, because it kind of makes it hard for everyone else when everything gets ruined every few hundred years.
It's a little bit annoying.
Yeah, but like if you do,
Minor inconvenience. Yeah.
What the Daniel?
Spooky.
yeah, and then
She's connected to the brain.
This is weird.
yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 will just have Luigi, and instead of Ganon or Ganondorf, Luigi will have the Triforce of power. And then,
Yeah.
Rage Mario Kart Luigi.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Big oof.
Also, I just thought of this. Can we assume Zelda's mother and grandmother are also named Zelda, since they apparently all awakened their powers?
They must
Which-
be.
They must be, which means her dad must not be royal blood. He must be married in.
Ooh.
Just thought about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
No wonder he's So like not that good at being a king.
But then that's kind of weird though, because he looks like all the other kings. So that's odd. Unless the way that the queen or princess knows who they're supposed to marry is like they see that's just gross though. Because it's like they could make it to where like every Zelda looks similar, then they could make it to where like every person who's meant to be king also looks similar, but then it's like someone's being born that you're supposed to marry that just happens to look identical to your dad, and then that just makes it really weird.
They basically just all look like Santa.
Yeah.
Something
They
weird
just are chubby
Freudian
with a
stuff
white beard.
going on right now.
So Link could never marry Zelda because he does not look like that. Yeah, every time you see a king, it looks like Santa. It never looks like Link. So
They can end up looking that way though.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
All he's got to do is
Just
put
old
on
age.
a bit,
Yeah,
grow a
like,
beard.
does Link not grow body hair?
No, he is a naked boy.
He's
No
just
body
naked.
hair whatsoever.
Poor man, like, never has to shave in his life.
Just like
does
me.
not grow a beard.
That's just-
Some men just don't grow beards.
Yeah, can you imagine just being in a chamber for that many years and coming out totally hairless?
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's one of the side effects of going resurrection chamber. Is just that blue liquid just melted all his body hair off,
yeah,
Zelda probably
but not his hair up top.
it's 50% in air.
It just didn't grow at all.
And then when Link raises up, you don't see the part where he pulls off the cap for his hair.
Oh no,
It's toupee.
it's a toupee. I was like, it seems suspicious that for 100 years Link's hair doesn't. But
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
yeah,
Oh, his
I guess it's more of a preservation than it is
his fingernails as well.
of
they would
letting him
too.
grow.
so, I mean, he doesn't age there for 100 years. So, I guess
Yeah.
there's
Nor does
something to be
Zelda.
said for that. Yeah, that's a good point.
It would be bad.
That
if
would
there
have been a
was-
twist at the end of Breath of the Wild, and then
She's an old lady. She looks like Impa.
she's like super old.
You don't even actually meet her, you just meet a skeleton.
We need to get you to Pura, see if she's made a better concoction.
It would be
And then in Breath of the Wild 2, Zelda's a literal child.
if when Zelda or whoever took Link back to the chamber, if like a Korok got locked inside with him.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's like,
Hi!
this is a perfect place to hide. And then, yeah, there's just a skeleton of a Korok.
Oh my
That's,
gosh. Guess Laz, I need to see Dehydrated Link too.
Oh boy.
Oh.
No,
I
no.
also love only the adult fans would worry about this stuff. Yep.
Case in point. Yes.
Shoops, do you have a question?
I do have a question. So, this question, I feel like maybe the other, I don't know if Ilya or Geek and Daniel like watch a lot of anime, but I was really interested by
RPG
Chris
gave
Kratos.
$10 in Canadian.
Super chat.
$10 in Canadian.
RPG.
If you're gonna super chat, you have to give us a question. What is?
Yeah, bro.
You've been here long enough.
You know the rules.
Think of a question. We will answer it.
Yes, we will.
Do you ever get like a phantom smell, like you think you smelled something, but you definitely didn't?
Story
Yeah.
of my life.
I just thought I smelled mac and cheese.
You smelt it.
Definitely did.
Dealt it.
Stop!
Why are you in my head?
Yeah, she
I mean, I don't make mac and cheese.
That's what. So
You
Matt
dealing-
Fry in the
dealing in
chat
mac and cheese.
says Google's mummy link because they were joking about dehydrated Link. They should have given you a Gibdo or mummy wraps for a costume in Breath of the Wild, so you could look like a Gibdo,
But there's no Gibdos in Breath of
and
the
then you
Wild.
can make but then you could make everyone else do like the stupid side quests for you, like at the bottom of the well in Majora's Mask.
And Kilton would be like, I want to have your baby. What? Kilton would really like that outfit kind of thing.
Oh my
He
goodness.
likes monsters.
I
Who's
have
anonymous
my
llama?
Phantom smell. I love that.
Tubes. Your question.
What was the question, Tubes?
My question comes from Crispy Kratos, my good friend Cross. Do you want a spin-off? Wait, yes. Do you want a spin-off Zelda game based on an anime art style, like not cute anime, but like hardcore anime? And for me, it would definitely have to be a spin-off. I'd be really upset if any core game decided that they wanted to go like straight JRPG with it. But if they did, I would definitely pick JoJo style because I just think that would be hilarious seeing all of these big, beefy characters in Legend of Zelda. And that's just me being a classic weeb for you. I don't know if any of you guys have any anime styles that you think would look really cool. I don't know if you guys have watched a lot of anime, but
I didn't know they looked different. My experience has been Pokemon
depends
and
on
Spirited Away.
Who draws it, right? So
Oh,
there's little differences that way. But.
so a few weeks ago, I let my daughter watch Spirited Away, and in the middle of the night when she was sleeping, she apparently had a nightmare or something, because I woke up and heard her saying something like, I forgot what it was. It was something like, "Don't do that to my parents," or
oh my gosh,
she said something about her parents and pigs because of that movie.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I showed those movies to my sister when she was really young. She loved Totoro, and every time I went over, I'll ask, "What movies you like?"
But Studio Ghibli, I think, would be a good fit for art style for Zelda. That's the one.
Yeah, I agree. It would be kind of
Ghibli
like
would be-
almost like Nino Kuni-esque, right?
Yeah.
Similar to what they did, I guess, for the cutscenes for Link Awakening.
Yes,
Yeah.
give me a whole game in that style. Bueno. Just
That was actually, I liked
Wow.
that.
I liked it a lot. Mhm.
It's interesting that they went with that art style because there's like a CG trailer for the Oracle games that's like 10 seconds long, and it has Link looking kind of the same as that art style.
Because it's the same Link.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
And the Oracle games were in the same style as Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
So the next logical step is to make the Oracle games in this new style.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially because I've never played them.
Someone
I would
needs
like
to
to.
call up Aonuma and
Onuma.
have him call Capcom.
He's like, yeah, we're told we're not working on it. Don't worry about it. We're not doing that. So that's all.
Do you mean you're not doing it wink, or you're not doing it wink wink?
Wink.
But
I don't know.
Luke's still here
That-
saying hi to me.
So
Oh my gosh!
I don't know if it counts, but there was an animated movie, anime movie, whatever, based off of Final Fantasy 15. And ever since I seen what Final Fantasy 15 looks like, and then what the movie for it looks like, I wanted a Zelda game to look like that because it looks really, really good. Is it 𝐾𝐭𝐲? I don't remember what the name of it is. Yeah, but it has like actual actors playing the characters instead of voice actors. So I thought that was odd. I think it was just Square Enix wanting to get like famous people instead of kind of famous to a small group of people.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But anyways, Daniel, pick another question.
Another one.
It'll be the last question. Or no,
you haven't picked one.
I don't want to pick one. How about this? You can get another question from the mailbag or the live chat, and then after you
Game
get
over,
that,
Jesse.
we will get one. The last question will be from the live chat.
Okay.
So
I got this. This is a question that was submitted a while ago from Fry Guy.
Fry guy.
I know
Fry
him.
Guy. We know him. He's the Magnet Man. What enemies? He submitted this a while back, so sorry it's so delayed.
Wait,
But I already know my
Marsupial
answer, so-
Gamer says
Marsupial.
no question, but I shan't be outdone by the legendary RPG. Keep up the good work. The Highland Gamescast always makes my day. Wink,
Aw.
winky face. I think
Thank
that's
John.
confirmation
Thank you.
Marsupial is secretly Aonuma, because they both wink.
I knew it. He's totally
There you
not Aonuma. Wink. But thank you, John. That's so great. But no question. So